Hello and welcome to today's discussion. Today we will be exploring Gabriel Okara's beautiful and thought-provoking poem, Once Upon a Time, from a humanist perspective. Bear in mind that on this channel, we analyze literature, art, and human experiences using literary theories as our lens. What literary theory does is that it gives us a lens through which we can look or view or engage any work of art or literature. For example, a particular event can be looked at with the lens of feminism. The same event can be looked at with the lens of psychoanalysis. The same event looked at with the lens of humanism. So the same event is looked at with different lenses, and as a result of that gives us different perspectives to the same issue. Today we are looking at Gabriel Okara's Once Upon a Time using the lens of humanism. Humanism is a literary theory that focuses on human values. It focuses on on morality and the dignity of the individual. Humanism asks us to look away from politics, from systems, and then focus on the human heart, to focus on truth, to focus on authenticity. One of the major issues that humanity has today is because we have lost our humanism. We have lost our humanism to the rat race for wealth, the rat race for success, and we seem to have lost value for one another. In a bid to get wealth, to get achievement, the most valuable thing, which is our humanity, has disappeared. It is not today. Since the time of Industrial Revolution, all around Europe, human beings never saw the other person. During that time of Industrial Revolution, human beings became like machine, because the bourgeoisie, the one in charge of the organization of the company, just sees the people working under him as one of those machines that can be replaced when they suffer one injury during work or the other. And then the world wars came, and then the humanity of man disappeared, where a human being will throw ballistic missiles to millions of people and they get bombed, and then millions of people are dead. So this thought-provoking poem by Gabriel Okara makes us to view the state of man's consciousness of his humanity. Are we still human? This is what this poem brings to the fore. Even in this time of AI, our humanism, our desire for human value, our value for morality, for reality, for authenticity is beginning to diminish. Truth, empathy for one another, which are the major characteristics of our humanity, is beginning to lose value. And then this is what Gabriel Okara is calling us back to in this thought-provoking and beautiful poem titled Once Upon a Time. Okay, Gabriel Okara's poem Once Upon a Time begins like this. It says, once upon a time, son. So this poem, it's more like a narrative poem. That image of a father or a grandfather speaking to his son. Maybe the son is seated at his feet in the evening, and then the father is talking to the son, telling him of life experiences. You know how it looks like when fathers are telling their children stories or lessons of life. That's the kind of image that you find in this poem. This is a father, old, talking to his son. It reads thus. It says, once upon a time, son, they used to laugh with their hearts and laugh with their eyes. He says, but now they only laugh with their teeth, while their eyes block cold eyes searched behind my shadow. Can you see that? The father is telling the child the cultural difference, cultural conflict, or how things have changed over the years, or how things have changed as a result of modernism, AI age. Human sincerity is beginning to change. He says they used to laugh with their hearts. So when people laugh, you know they are laughing genuinely. When they shake your hand, you know. When they laugh with their eyes. But he says, but now, the reality is that they now laugh with only their teeth. Their heart is no more there. It's no more sincere. And that's one of the challenge of this age of social media, where everything is now a performance. There is a blur line between reality and drama. You don't even, when you are watching your social media, you don't know which one is a performance or which one is reality. Because when everybody is before the ring light, you don't know what is reality or performance anymore, because everyone is performing. So it's rare to find sincerity again. It's rare to find truth again, because that is what the age of that we are now. He said once upon a time, when people laugh, they really laughed with their heart. Their laugh is genuine. He said when they laugh with their eyes. All their bodies involved. But he said, but now they only laugh with their teeth. Why their eyes, cold eyes, searched behind my shadow. That is, they want you to go quickly. Now, when is he leaving? The second stanza says, there was a time indeed. They used to shake hands with their hearts. Can you see? So there is the consistent youth of the heart. The heart there means genuineness. The heart there means sincerity. But now, he says, but that's gone, son. He said, now they shake hands without hearts. We can see the heart is talking about the fact that they just shake their hands. They don't really mean what they say. He said, now they shake their hands without hearts, while their left hand search my empty pockets. Can you imagine? Somebody is shaking you with one hand and is with the other hand searching your pocket, trying to extort you. So we can see that one of the problems of the new time that the persona is talking about here is the desire to outwit the next person. And that's one of the reasons why our humanity is gone. Truth, sincerity. Because everybody is interested in the fast buck. How can I get this? How can I get that? And because of that, we don't care what it costs to outwit the next person. All we are interested in is how to get that person, how to take advantage of one another. And these are the things making us lose our sense of humanity. The third stanza says, in quote now, feel at home, come again. That's what they say. They say, and when I come again and feel at home, once, twice, there will be no tries. For then I find the doors shut on me. Can you imagine? People don't mean what they say. Everything is a performance. This third stanza makes us remember, when people lose their parents, their loved ones, and then during the burial, family members will come around. They'll tell you, don't worry. When you call us like this, we will be there for you. When you look at your back like this, we are the one you will see. Then you will call, and then maybe after answering your call about like twice, the third time like this, your number has been blocked. The lack of sincerity is the bane of the loss of our humanity. But the question is, why is this father telling his son this? Is he telling the son, sincerity has always been what has been, but now nobody is sincere, so face the reality of life, jare, like the street parlance will say. You too, wise up. Don't trust anybody. Is that what the father is telling the son? Or what is the goal of this information? The first stanza says, so I have learned many things, son. I have learned to wear many faces like dresses. Can you imagine? So he has learned to, because he was used to the old ways of sincerity. He was used to the old ways of, when you say I am going this way, I am going that way. He is used to the ways of being straightforward. But he said he has unlearned that. And then he is learning the new way. And that is one of the challenge of the society. If this elderly man, who was manifesting the attribute of humanity, sincerity, truth, human dignity, now discovers that this way doesn't pay me because everybody is going in the other direction. And now the same father says, I am unlearning that and I am following the old path. It's just like saying, if you can't beat them, you join them. So the point is, when are we going to restore back to our humanity? When being human is more risky than being hypocritical. When are we going to return back to humanity? When being human seems disgraceful. seems like a thing of shame or a thing that you are not proud about. That this man is saying, I seem to be the last man standing. I have to rethink my way. And now he says, I have learned to wear many faces like dresses. Can you imagine? So everyone is a performer. Just like you have in a drama that somebody will come, somebody who is not a rich man in real life, we act a rich man, wear costume. That is how we have become performance. You don't know every day there is a blur line between reality and truth and a fake. Every day there is a growing blurriness to reality and fake, that you don't even know the truth again, because the truth now looks more. What we call truth today, what we call the reality today, is very complicated. Okay, it says, I have home face, I have office face, I have street face, I have host face, I have cocktail face, with all their conforming smiles, like a face portrait smile. Can you imagine? This explains why there can be problem in marriages. Because when you find a beautiful sister in church, oh, she's singing hallelujah, and she's singing, the angels are falling from heaven. Even the angels are saying, sister, your own voice, now serious one. Now, not knowing that the face she brought to church is different from the face of the house, because she only came to church for a performance. So she has office face. She has outing face. Now, when you now marry, that's when you now know the real face. Like it's very interesting. Everyone has become a performer, because the sister is looking for husband, so she has to wear the angelic face in church so that brothers can come running. When she gets to work, she has another kind of face, performance. So reality and truth is far-fetched from us. And that's why we have continuous cases of divorce, continuous cases of heartbreaks and hurt, because we are not truthful to one another. Even those who used to be truthful are now beginning to wise up. They are beginning, just like this elderly man, he is learning to conform to the realities of today. And then we ask ourselves, is this how our humanity is going to disappear into thin air? That everybody is just after his own thing. The 5th stanza now says, and I have learned too to laugh with only my teeth, and to shake hands without my heart. I have also learned to say goodbye when I mean good radiance, to say glad to meet you without being glad, and to say it's been nice talking to you after being bored. Lies, insincerity has become the order of the day. How long are we going to continue in this lack of humanity, lack of sincerity? Even the ones that used to reveal humanity are now rethinking. They are now saying, if you can't beat them, you have to join them. So when are we going to return back to our humanity? When are we going to care for one another sincerely? When are we going to return back to truth, sincerity, openness, not ambiguity, not trying to distort the fact, not performance? When are we going to return back to humanity? The 6th stanza now says, I've been asking earlier, why is this father telling his son all this truth? Is he telling him so that the son too can wise up, can also jare, like they say in the streets, and also don't dull yourself? Is that what the father is doing? But this 6th stanza shows us the motive behind this narrative. The father says, so show me, son, how to laugh. Show me how I used to laugh and smile once upon a time when I was like you. So the child is still innocent. The child has not been corrupted with the lack of humanity that is in the world. So the father has so much been so engrossed in the deception and hypocrisy of the world that he has lost his way back to humanity. He says, I don't even know how to laugh genuinely anymore. I don't know how to be human anymore. He's now saying that he wants to unlearn and then return back to his humanity. I must confess that this father, I think he's not like our real African father. If he can be so humble to say, I want to learn from you, my son. And that's interesting. He's saying to his son, and I think that this is a good way of returning back to our humanity. When we can tell the growing ones, the ones who have not been corrupted by the hypocrisy, by the callousness of the environment, if we can tell them that this virtue of sincerity, this virtue of being truthful is not evil. In fact, this is the real deal. And then we tell such children, in fact, I want to learn that attitude from you. That's the way we'll return back to our humanity. That's the way we'll return back to being human. We'll return back to being truthful. We'll return back to having a society of real humans. So this father is telling his son that he should show him how to laugh. Show me how I used to laugh and smile once upon a time when I was like you. So parents should be careful what they say to their children. Don't tell your children it's cool when somebody hurts you, you do your own back. Don't tell your child, oh, you are too slow, you are too swagbe, you are too this. No. Let that child have a kind heart. It's not evil to be kind. It's not evil. It is not swagbe to be simple, to be truthful, to be open-hearted, to love. It's not evil. Don't say because you have been hurt, you have wised up, and then you want to teach your child, just be loving like that. People will show you, you will soon learn. No. It's not evil. You might have come across people who have hurt you because of your sincerity. It doesn't mean that being sincere is bad. No. Being sincere is not bad. It's only that you have met people who have not appreciated your sincerity. There are still many more people who are sincere and they have enjoyed the benefit of sincerity. So the only way we can return to humanity, our humanity, is when we encourage the next generation to be human. We encourage them to value one another human being. We encourage them to be sincere and not fake. We encourage them to be truthful. We encourage them to value morality. This is a fantastic poem by Gabriel Okara. I want to believe you have learned one or two things from this poem. I would like you to share, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching.